She's April.
And she's Molly.
And we are
the Book Besties.
With Francesca Zappia.
I think when she pops her boob out, you'll be fine.
It is a small sword.
I don't know what to say about him, but I'm the one that's married to him.
I do.
You can't have an afternoon delay.
Read my brain.
I don't have a choice.
Hello. I'm here again.
Hey, Chessie.
Gracing you all with my presence.
You have
As
been
our
on
friends.
You've been
Not
on
an
and your
author.
friend. Yes.
You've been on in every season in some capacity because we covered Eliza and her monsters in our first season.
Yes.
And then you've been a guest season 2 through
So
10.
this is even a portion of this is even your podcast.
That's amazing.
She
I
does
have
have an
always wanted a
honorary
podcast.
She
I
does
do
have
have
an
the shirt.
honorary.
I thought about wearing the shirt, but I couldn't find it. I think it's in
okay.
like my bottom drawer.
That's
How
okay.
dare you be moving and
I
packing?
couldn't find.
The audience.
I did move. I did
the
move
shirt either.
since the last time I was on. So
Yeah.
Hey, but speaking of shirts, I am wearing a Carpe Librum shirt. They are our
The
sponsors
bookish-
for season
yes,
10.
which
They were sponsors for
we
season
currently
9 as well.
have a discount code for, guys.
Yeah.
Besties 10 till the end of the month.
Yes, and that is 10% off your total order, and it's being applied on top of whatever they have going on sale. So I'm not sure what their sales are right now when you're listening to this, but they were running like a buy one get one half off t-shirt sale, and then you could apply the 10% off on that.
And before that, it was a free bookmark.
Yeah.
But go find, dig, have fun. Carpe Librum, y'all.
Yep. Be awesome. Readbooks.com.
So, Chessie, I knew you were going to love this book.
you knew it, right? Like
I knew you were going to love this book. However, I knew April was going to hate me for this book.
Yep.
Those playing the home game and only listening, April is like silently seething.
Oh,
through
I
her
was
face
groaning
into
too,
the
so
camera.
it's okay.
No, I liked Slewfoot. I like Slewfoot.
I'm very
April?
excited. I'm very excited to see the dichotomy here of
Like, honestly,
opinions.
Honestly, Chessie, if this wasn't our last season and you weren't on this episode, I'd have been like, literally anyone can fill in for me.
This is also the season of no vetoes too. So we gave Katie no vetoes and we gave Tom no vetoes. So we are reading a bunny RPG book with Tom.
That's
YA.
that's
the face I made.
So he reads a lot of bunny shapeshifter like romances. And I really don't have the capacity to unpack that. So I just let him.
No judgment. I just did not know that bunny shapeshifters were like a big genre.
I don't
Welcome
know.
to the new world, Chess.
Okay.
But apparently they are, because we share an audiobook app and every time I open it, there's a new busty bunny-eared woman in it.
Is this a manga thing? Is it an anime thing?
No, he's listening to audiobooks, so no.
Okay.
But anyway, Chessie, Katie picked
monster sex.
Yeah, it's
the
milking farm.
Morning Glory milking farm. I have not read this, but I have heard much about it.
I actually encouraged Katie to pick a monster romance because she loves them, and Molly and I don't really love them. And
I don't get it, man. That's all. I just don't get it. I'm indifferent
to it. I think they give good spice, but I'm also like, I don't feel like you need that many tentacles in bed with you.
Yes.
But I am reading Olivia Dade's Second Chance Romance right now, and the main female character is an audiobook narrator for monster porn, and he listens to it because he likes hearing her voice. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
Who wants a synopsis?
I do. I would like to hear it.
April?
I don't have a choice. You know what? I never even read your questions, Molly. I am a dick.
I knew you were just gonna... No. I knew you were gonna know. It's fine.
I really meant to. Sorry.
It's okay. This will all be fun for you then. It's a surprise.
Great.
Agatha has only been married to her husband, Edward, a few years. She's pretty much sold to by her father to Edward's family and forced to move to the New World, where she is to become a Puritan. So lots of changes for her recently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Edward is a caring but odd man who is shy and awkward. In our world, they would say the man has autism. He's got a lot of special. You don't think so? The way she treats him is like he's. Anyways, he's just odd.
I'll tell you what I think of him, but go ahead.
Okay. Their marriage seems okay, but you can tell she's gets herself into a lot of trouble. After an argument with his brother, Wallace, over the ownership of the farm, Abatha and Edward's, not Wallace's, Edward falls into a pit and dies. Abatha fights after to keep her widow's. Yeah, the book.
Abatha. I don't even know if we said the title, but that's the book.
Abatha fights after to keep her widow status, pay off her late husband's debts, and attempt to keep the farm. Oh, while this is all going on, some rando god of the woods is being reborn by his followers. These followers are creepy little woodland creatures that float and have the heads of children. The more we move along in Abatha's story, the more you see a witch trial is coming. There's a lot more to unpack, so let's get into the questions and talk about Slewfoot.
Great.
Slewfoot! Yay!
Great. Yay! Okay, Brom and his historical horror is not our normal fare. Will either of you read his work or work like his again?
April, I'll let you go first.
Please.
No.
Valid. Jess, got anything to add?
I would try another Brom book. For the people just listening and not watching the video, I am sitting in my office where I have a wall full of Junji Ito books and then Berserk manga. So I love dark, weird
genre.
Yeah. I like it. I was part of picking this book, so
yeah.
You know.
Brom's also the artist. Brom is also the artist. Did you guys like the artwork?
I love the art.
Yeah. Oh, I knew you would because like you make art for your own work. So like that just paired for me. Did you guys see in my research, I learned this man is schizophrenic.
Really? I did not know that.
He this is actually his last book. He's been working on video games and some online stuff, but he's been pretty AWOL recently. Fans have a theory he's off his meds.
I hope he's doing okay.
Me too, because this kind of creativity can really take you far in the world if
is that what
you're medicated
we call
well.
This creativity? Is that the right word?
Scorching. Scorching.
So glad you read this book, April. I read this. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, can we get I want like a broad overview, April, of just in general how you felt about this book. Like, for real, like honestly, I'm very interested.
My official review that went on Goodreads and Storygraph said, a puritanical society witch hunting. I think I've seen this film before.
Mm-hmm. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you.
I mean, I feel like this is like a take on, the Crucible and the Salem witch trials. And I mean, of course, it's a different town. My biggest issue with this is not even the religious aspect of it, because I do think that religion comes with the absolute power corrupts absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think that her husband, his upbringing in a society where he's not even supposed to lust for his own wife.
Yeah.
Like I know people like that I grew up with, like in the church youth group in the 90s purity culture. Like a friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, he was getting married and he's like, I don't know how to turn that switch back on. Like I've not done that. Yep. I've not put myself in a position where I've let myself feel aroused around her. Mm-hmm. And now she's going to be expecting that of me. And I was like, I think when she pops her boob out, you'll be fine. And he was like, did you really just say that? And I was like, sure did. because I think you'll be fine.
I really do.
But and they've been happily married now for like 20 years, so I feel like I was right. She probably moved out and he was fine.
Yeah. While you bring up the Salem witch stuff too, I also see the lost city of Roanoke, like the lost, you know what I mean, like the Croatia.
They know where that they have been able to prove that the lost city of Roanoke, that they weren't really lost, that they actually did go to Croatoa. There's a whole, I'll put it below. But so my big issue with this is I don't fuck around with demons. Like,
nope.
I don't believe in ghosts, and I can read a ghost story and it can still kind of creep me the fuck out, but I don't believe in ghosts. But I do absolutely believe in demons and evil spirits, and I don't fuck around with that. And in the past, I have vetoed Molly on things that have included that. Like, she wanted to
Tender is the Flesh. Yeah, we didn't do that one.
I'm surprised you didn't put that on this season, because I think
Chessie because I was forcing you to read
but I love Tender as the Flesh. Yeah,
I put on Slewfoot. I had to pick one or the other, and I went for Slewfoot.
Well, she wanted to put on My Best Friend's Exorcism a few years ago, and I vetoed that. Now I've read Grady Hendrix twice, and I'm like, I probably could take it because he's pretty accessible in horror.
Yeah,
but I don't fuck around with demons. And that's what this whole book was. It was, it's like the Salem witch trials, but somebody really was fucking around with the devil and became a witch. Like, yeah. And I just didn't like it. I really didn't. I feel like there were too many sub stories that like I don't think we needed all that shit. So
we'll talk about the sub stories. We'll talk about
I read it. I rated it 0.25 stars because that's the lowest rating it would let me give. But I did read it.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
Someone needs to be. I've read this as an audiobook, but have the physical copy in my personal library. Personal library. If someone was to read this without the art, do you think it would be harder for them to consume?
No. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I kept myself from because the art is in the middle of the book, and I kept myself from looking at it until I had gotten through.
There's
most
also
of the book
art at the top of the chapters too.
There are art at the top of the chapter headers. Yeah.
So you get to see Edward with the dark eyes. You see some of the crazy shit she's seeing, and there's fucking spiders. There's like Slewfoot.
So I didn't know that these were like original pieces for this book until you told me that. I thought this was like the Miss Pettigrew's
Home for
Miss Peregrine's
home for whatever.
Peculiar children. Yeah.
And that book uses actual images from the time and incorporates them in to make these weird people. So I actually thought that's what was going on here. So I read the audiobook as well because there was no fucking way my eyes were going to consume this. And so I didn't understand that that's what those creatures looked like. That's not how I pictured them. I did picture them with a child face, but not like coming out the mouth like that. That's not how I pictured them.
I think seeing the physical pictures makes it fucking creepier.
I was going to say that.
But I don't picturing in your head versus what Brom drew, way different.
But I don't think you have to see the pictures to necessarily understand what you're reading.
But not everybody can visualize when they read like that. So some people may need that extra artwork to help them consume.
For me, it's like with Chessie's book, Cats and Yammer, because we get this artwork throughout that really helped me visualize this world that you created. And this is not me sucking up. You know us well enough at this point. We love you. It's fine. But that especially...
I had the whole map of that school in my brain by the time we were done with that book.
Especially the one with the clock. Chessie. The clock one. Mm-hmm. I was just like, oh shit, that's what it looks like. Oh, got it. Like I felt like it pushed the plot forward. I don't know that the pictures in here did.
Speaking of, Liv still has my copy of Cats and Yammer.
I agree. I think the pictures in here were not plot relevant. I think it was, and I've heard this from readers like both ways, where it's like, I loved the pictures because they helped me visualize what you were trying to say. and they helped me really get an idea of like what the aesthetic of this story was and everything. And then my mom is a person who hates seeing pictures. She does not want to know what I think the characters look like because she has a picture of them in her head. And
thanks, Mom.
If mine messes it up, she's like, I don't want to see that.
That's okay. I just spent hours on this drawing. It's fine, Ma.
Right. I would be like, but I drew it. You hate it.
It's fine.
And she loves my artwork, but she's like, if she's already read it, she's like, I don't want to see a picture.
That is so mom coded, though. Like
it is.
Enough of the art, Francesca. Yeah. Enough.
But yeah, I agree. I don't think they're plot. Like, I don't think you need them to understand the plot. I think readers who are very visual, like visual learners and everything, I think will really enjoy the pictures.
Agree.
Yeah.
April, did you hear?
About what?
Carpe Librum, they're having a storefront.
I know. I'm so excited for them. The owners have been in Egypt, which is really fucking cool.
I mean, they're avoiding the snow, so good ups on y'all. But I think before they left, you know what they gave us? 10% off for February, y'all.
Yeah.
10% off store-wide.
And it's able to be combined with whatever offers they have going on the website as well. So put the Besties 10 code
That's our code
at checkout. Besties 10.
Yes, Bestie 10. BESTIES10. That's it, guys.
And that will be applied to whatever discounts already are going on. So you get yourself some bookish merch for a discount.
I mean, yeah.
And their shirts are size inclusive. They do not shrink. They don't fade. They're really great quality stuff. We highly recommend it. And I'm still walking around with my tote bag.
Oh, I don't even like cats. I got asked about my tote bag the other day.
I did too.
But it was also because I had bloody strawberries in them. But that's besides the point.
I got asked about the Nope, that's not the words. I got asked about the cat bag at the allergist, which is a story for another time. But yeah. So Besties 10.
Besties 10. The Forest Creek folk, as they are called in the book, creek, sky, and forests, which
a fish just like floats in the air.
Floats. Amazing.
Are creatures like no other. Human faces with woodland creature bodies. They call Samson father and are currently trying to wake him to tell him about what's happening on the farm in the land, like around their tree. What do you think the purpose of this is at this point? Is there some fancy symbolism of these creatures I'm missing?
I don't know.
I think
You literally have a master's in English.
No, I don't. I have a master's in library science. I have a bachelor's in English, which you have as well.
No, I do not have a master's.
You have a bachelor's in English. I have a bachelor's in English as well. Chessie has some weird shit in business. And
I was going to say, I'm the only one without an English degree here.
Yes, but you are literally the writer.
And I have a degree in writing, thank you. And you've sold more books than me. So let's not just put that on that.
For those of you that don't know, Chessie sold her first book while she was still in high school.
It sold in my sophomore year of college.
But you wrote it in high school.
Wrote it when she was in high school.
I did write it in high school, yeah.
You did wrote it in high school?
But you never while you were in high school.
I did. I'm a professional author. I did wrote it in high school.
I'll put those words on that page and everything.
Shoot, what was I saying?
I don't know.
We were talking about the sky, forest, and creek, and like their symbolism.
Yeah, like the symbolism, right? Because one's like a woodland creature, one's a water creature, one's an air creature.
I think the difference in them was just to be like, hey, we're trying to get all the different like parts of nature, and it was. There's a lot, and I think we're going to get into this later, but like there's a lot in there about mythology and kind of weird mashups of like maybe Native American mythologies, maybe mythologies from the British Isles and
there's a lot of mixing of nature, like witchcraft and religion and dark magic and light magic, and like there's like this mix of all of it. You know,
I mean, what I saw was these Puritans came into a pagan society and just decided we're white men, so the white men are dangerous. These white men are dangerous, and then they just rule everything.
That's the motto for 2026 right now.
And you know what? That is pretty much historically accurate of every type of colonialism that ever existed ever, and much of it is British. Well, and if you're missing something, it's in the British Museum.
We could be looking for symbolism in creatures that are just like this.
He's schizophrenic, and they're his
they're his companions IRL, and we just are like, he's just these are my friends.
I'm not going to go that far.
I actually don't think
these are my friends now.
No, I don't think that's it.
I actually think the purpose of them was that Samson, or Slewfoot, whichever you want to call him, I think he was intended to be like this demon that I don't know that they necessarily were created with, but in pair of, and he's supposed to help them with nature and this fucking tree of knowledge and good and evil. But
pomegranate thing that shoots bloody vegetables out.
Right. But here's the thing. He doesn't want to be that way. He wants to be good. He wants to be creating, and
he wants
a god
help.
that's So again, this is why I don't fuck with demons.
But I don't think
he was originally a god of the forest, and then his whole thing was twisted by man. And I think what was weird about
we'll get into it.
We'll get into it, but like he was a god, and like these spirit children are just representative of like nature and the spirits of nature and things man has trampled over in his pursuit of and resources.
And I think the reason they have the face of children is not for the creep factor, even though it does add to that. I think it's because kids are representative of new life, right? So
I don't know. Have you met children? They can be fucking creepy.
Yeah,
I mean, that's true.
Do you remember Livia, when Livia would laugh with a face straight, April? She used to dead eye laugh.
No.
Go,
I blocked it out.
Hate that.
It was horrific.
But I do remember babysitting her and her waking up in the middle of the night and you not being there.
Oh, it was Piper?
It was Piper. And I asked her if she wanted some water, and she was like, "My mommy and daddy give me water every day." And I was like, "Good. Like,
okay.
Do you want some?"
She also went through a phase where everybody was Debbie. Everyone.
Oh, yep. That sounds like something a kid would do.
Debbie. It was the teacher at daycare. And she went from the nursery with her and her group all the way up to the 3-year-old with them. So she just assumed every adult was Debbie for a while, which Makes sense. Did have multiple Debbies in her life. So it was valid.
Makes sense. But no, I feel like the kids' faces is to represent like the newness, because like, he's supposed to bring forth the life of the forest, and they are that birthing. Whatever.
Okay.
Maybe I'm reaching. I probably am evaluating this like an English teacher, where they're like, the color red here means, and the writer's like it doesn't fucking mean that. It's red.
They use this in schools because there's a bunch of different like online guides for it. Like a bunch. Yeah. Okay. I don't know who's using it in high school, but good luck, y'all.
I would have loved to read that in high school. That would have been great.
April's not happy. A lot happens in the first chapter. We meet Abatha and her husband, Edward. We learn how it's been a lean year on the farm. His brother comes to tell them that he's going to sell the farm out from underneath them because, well, he owes money. And you know whose problem that is? Edward's. They get into a heated debate. Well, heated for Puritans. And the church sides with Edward, not Wallace, which pisses Wallace off. Edward then tragically dies by falling into a pit, looking for a goat that already fell into said pit. And we learned that there's a forest god coming back to life in all of this. What did you think of the monster of the first chapter? what was your expectation of this book on how long and intense this first chapter was?
I think the first chapter was like several hours of the audiobook.
It was several hours.
Let me see how many. Oh, wow. Yeah. So I just flipped to chapter 2, and it's that much of the book is chapter 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like
32 pages.
It was maybe like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was almost 2.5. Yeah, it was 2 hours minimally.
So I was reading this. I was reading the physical copy, and I noticed that the first chapter was going on, but like I think it's written in a way that was very easy to read, and it has a lot of scene breaks. So it didn't. It felt like it went very quickly, and like I was pretty into the conflict of her. I wanted to know what was going on with the thing in the hole in the pit.
Yeah.
But also, I was pretty immediately interested in like the whole conflict with the farm and the brother trying to take the farm, and like very immediately made me so angry in a way that's like, yeah, this storyline is obviously going to make me angry, but I'm into it because I know this guy's going to get his comeuppance later in the book.
Right. And absolutely, as soon as Abatha has red hair, of course she's going to have an attitude. Like, that's the only thing that they do,
what
right?
The fuck?
Example 1.
That whole bit with the farm reminded me of the book we read last season, The Frozen River.
Yeah.
Same time period-ish, give or take 100 years, but
less whimsical.
But had that kind of like property fight.
Yeah, they were paying their bill, but they were going to lose their farm anyway.
Yeah. It's just... And there's this whole power dynamic that you see in chapter 1 instantly. The church rules everything, but if you watch Wallace long enough, you learn that Wallace can get power from somewhere else outside of town, and it's just like...
So, my favorite book is To Kill a Mockingbird, right? I've made
correct
no quiet about that. I love that book. I own, 4 or 5 copies at this point.
I got you a copy to bedazzle. I still don't know if that's sacrilege or not.
Oh my God. I should, sorry. I collect copies of The Count of Monte Cristo. I should bedazzle a copy of The Count of Monte Cristo.
Yes. I'm very excited to do it. I'm very excited. I also am planning to get a second copy of Eliza so that I can bedazzle that one.
Ooh, take a picture for me when you do.
I'm probably going to bedazzle the one that's currently on my shelf because it has my notes in it because I annotated the shit out of that book. But anyway, so nerd. I may bring that with me when I meet up with you later this year, which I'm not going to say where because privacy reasons, but I may bring that with me.
In a place to be determined later in the year.
Anyway, so in To Kill a Mockingbird, there's this really great line by Miss Maudie Atkinson, who is my favorite character in the book. And she says, the Bible in the hand of one man can be just as dangerous as a gun in the hand of another.
Yep.
And that fully is what happens in this book.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Religious tyranny is real. And I don't just mean earlier, that
absolute power corrupts
absolutely. And I don't just mean religious tyranny that we think of as like Muslim ruling countries where the Muslim faith like took over the controlling government. And so we maybe view that as religious tyranny. But religious tyranny happens right here in the United States. It happens every day here in the United States.
Yep.
So I mean, when Molly and I were talking about this, Chessie, she was like, I need your perspective on this because you're going to come at it as like a Christian reading this book and yes, I don't like the demonic side of it, but my issue with this is not the fact that it's anti-religion, because I absolutely do not feel like religion should be the ruling government. It absolutely never should be.
Yeah.
Because religion is not, the two are not the same.
Yes. It's also, and not people everybody that feels included with religion.
Well, even if you force them to, right now what's happening is people are using the name of Jesus and their faith to commit atrocities. And I just want to ask those people, have you actually read the red letters? Have you read what Jesus said? Because if you did, this is not how you would behave. And all of this is a tirade that has been building in me for about a year now.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame you.
A little bit more than a year that I've been deconstructing the religious trauma that I experienced being a youth group kid in the 90s. And just really seeing how indoctrinated you became. Like it was cult-like in the 90s for youth group kids and the early 2000s in college with Campus Crusade and things like that. It was cult-like. And so for me, that's the part of this book that I'm like, they got that right. They got that right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm off my soapbox. I don't even remember what the question was, but thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
You're welcome. Abatha decides to take on Edward's debt and fight for the farm after his death. She then comes face to face with Samson, Creek, and Sky and Forrest in her barn. Somehow, Samson grabs her and gives her a few visions, on which one is which of the fire village on fire. Are we to assume this is this early in the book that once upon a time Samson and the crew killed the first round of locals, or are we seeing the future?
I don't even fucking remember what that.
I think when I was reading it, I remember thinking this was the past. Like,
yeah,
I remember being pretty confident that he was showing like the past and what had happened before.
Oh,
the last time I know humans interfered. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I do think it makes a really good parallel with the end, and it's like,
I mean,
it's good foreshadowing.
Yeah. We slowly learn that Abatha's mother was a witch, not the dark magic kind, more of the one with the earth and a godly woman at the time,
like Wayward.
However,
Chessie, if you haven't read that, that's really good. You should read it.
Really good. You'd enjoy it. However, Abatha struggles with what her mother has left her and how her father reacts to her mother's death, and his blaming that on the craft. Abatha's mother doesn't seem to use witchcraft for evil. However, as we move further into the book, you can get the sense that we are on the way to a witch trial. Do you think Abatha was too much for the times? Like, she was always bound, even if she wasn't, giving out potions and charms. Do you think running her mouth, she was eventually going to end up in the stocks or hung?
I mean, she was an outsider from the beginning because she was not born into the society. She was bought into the society. So I don't think there was ever going to be a time that she would have been fully accepted. There was never going to be a time.
Yeah. Even if she had like done everything she could to adhere to their society and their religion and like everything, it's almost to that degree of like, if we don't like you, we're going to find something wrong with you.
Like when her hair falls out of her bonnet at church.
Yeah. It's like,
you know what I mean? And they're like, hair. It's like one strand, bitch. Chill the fuck out.
It's the thing of like, if you, it's the thing that like, you hear from any like marginalized groups of people in different settings.
Yeah.
Is like, when you are that marginalized person, you have to be so much better than everybody else at that thing because they're watching you so much closer. And in this case, it just happens to be like a young white woman in Puritan society, an outsider. But yeah, like I think, I agree with April. I don't think it mattered what she did.
Chessie, you got a question here.
Yeah, I just added, it was just an add-on to that idea.
Go ahead.
So I was reading some reviews for this and I noticed people saying that like they found, these were mostly like people who didn't like the book. They found that Abatha they thought that she felt anachronistic and that like, the way that sometimes people say like, oh, she had personality and beliefs that she wouldn't have actually had if she had lived during that time. And she felt too contemporary.
I disagree with that.
Or that it felt like the author was writing too much toward a YA crowd, which I take a different kind of offense toward, but
no,
people just like to...
No.
I
think people like to complain.
Like,
people like to complain.
I think, personally, I think it's like she did not grow up in this culture. This culture is very oppressive, and she is very young. So, like, it would make sense that she sounds young.
I also think coming from the type of religion she was in, and I can't say words, England versus what the type of religion she's facing in the States are two different things at the times. There wasn't as much constriction as the Puritans had over in
which
England.
Is the whole reason why they left England. I mean,
right.
So she would have been a part of the Church of England, which Puritans would have considered to be too liberal. For lack of a better word. But what I found to be so interesting was I feel like some of the restrictions that he put on this community were even more so than what I would have thought a Puritan society was like. Like I don't understand how they thought they were going to make babies if they weren't allowed to be intimate with each other. Like, when was that supposed to happen?
And the church,
and it's never rectified.
There's just a meeting house.
Oh no, that would have been real. That would have been real.
Okay.
But the idea that they never rectify this. Like, at what point is there like a certain point of day, or is it like only has to be at night? Like, you can't have an afternoon delay or a morning. What are you doing? I don't know. But they never rectify that. Yeah,
and it is kind of that thing. I agree that it felt like a sect of Puritanism that was even more
intense.
Intense than normal. And what was I going to say? It was kind of paradoxical in that way that like sometimes really high control religions and cults are, which is like, okay, so you strip away all the like the lust and the everything, all this stuff, but then you never, like, when are you supposed to have children? But then they still expect you to have children. It's still part of the
thing. Right. Did you read The Grace Year with us, Chessie? Was that one we did?
Did I read what?
The Grace Year.
Yes. You did that with us, right?
Yes. Yeah. This is a good compliment to The Grace Year.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too.
Those utopian societies that are religious based, they never survive because this is what happens, you know? Mm-hmm. And then if you want to take a look at like modern day cults, I mean, that's where we get the expression drink the Kool-Aid, right? So they never survive because you put that much burden of the religion on people, and it's just not going to work.
Eventually something's going to come to a head. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like the last thing I wanted to say about Abatha was like, I think you get a lot of books where like people write this like kind of sassy main character who is like running her mouth a lot in a society where she clearly shouldn't.
I don't listen to no man. Yeah.
Yeah. In this case, I was like, I noticed that right away, but I was like, I like it here. I feel like it was done well here, where it's like
it doesn't feel overbearing. It doesn't feel overbearing.
And she's still new enough. Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't feel forced.
It feels like Abatha's used to being like, Edward, say something. Edward, say something. Like, that's always been their dynamic.
But she's still new enough to this society that it... Yeah.
But I like that 100%. Side of her that she was encouraging her husband to stand up for himself because, number one, he was the younger brother. So you've got that dynamic going on. But I didn't think of... I'm going to go back to your earlier point that he was neurospicy. I don't think that's what it was. I don't think it was because he was autistic. I really think
it's religion.
I think it was religious trauma and just his upbringing.
And he was,
and like I said,
a wife and made him marry her
because he couldn't find a wife in their society. They're you know what I mean, like in a society where women are just like cattle. Like, why couldn't he find a wife? That's weird, right? I think it's more.
I mean, obviously, he didn't hurt.
He was more restricted.
Yeah, it was.
But I like that even though she wasn't brought there because she loved him and you know they were married, like they did have a really great relationship. They obviously cared about each other.
Yeah, I do love stories of like, because I've heard from people who have had arranged marriages who are like, No, I love my spouse. Like,
Yeah.
it's, I love stories where like you have an arranged marriage story where it's like, no, it's totally fine. Like,
I mean, I had a doctor in Texas, OB, that her and her husband were both in college and they were set up in an arranged marriage. They were moved to the States together. They've 40 years when I knew her together. She loves that man.
yeah.
But like, she
I don't know
wasn't
how you
happy
could
about it
spend
at
that-
first, but
Yeah.
she loves that man.
I don't know how you could spend that much of your life with someone without having some sort of love for them. Maybe it's not always romantic, but like you can't
Like all the
spend that much
shared
of your life-
experiences and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they had kids together and family
Yeah.
and like building a life together.
Well,
they
and-
moved to the States together. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
a huge...
wild.
And as we
Yeah.
all know, my heart lives in my vagina. So if we're having sex, I'm definitely going to fall in love with you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna. Yep.
My
Just
heart's in my
something.
stomach. He gave me chocolate chip cookies on our first date. So, you know.
That was a smart man. Tom made chocolate for me on one of our dates. We made it together. He's never made chocolate for me since then.
No!
Fired, Thomas.
Do you hear me, Tom?
Thomas! I was going to say, he's listening. Make some chocolate, sir.
He's always listening.
He's always listening. Agatha struggles and is nearly done when she and Samson seem to come to an agreement of some sort. He helps her with the corn and saves the day. Is it dark magic? Or was this earth magic? What do you think Samson is at this point?
He uses blood to make this work. So blood magic is dark in every context except for Heartless Hunter.
Okay, so that's
don't
the
know
only
why-
acceptable way for blood magic to not.
I don't know why they did it in that one. I don't know why, but
It didn't
all the
feel
other
dark
ones.
to me. None of what happened between Samson and her felt dark to me in those moments. Yes, it was her blood, and yes, it was his blood, but it was more of. It felt more like a marriage ceremony to me than a sacrifice. It felt more like a bonding of two people than it felt like a sacrifice.
Can
to
you
a
remind me
devil.
how the blood was exchanged? Like, did he drink her blood? Did she drink
She
his
just kind
blood?
of put it into it. Didn't he just
Okay.
like? Didn't she like put a little bit in the dirt and he put a little bit in the dirt and then they like?
Yeah, I don't think they like drank blood or anything. I think it was just
No.
like
That
kind
would have
of,
been a
like
a
offered
It was
it.
more like kids playing magic, you know. I'm gonna cut my
Yeah.
hand, you cut your hand, drop it in the
Yeah.
water, woo, 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 you know.
that's not normal, Molly. So I
Nobody said I was. I've never
I-
claimed to be normal, ma'am.
I think there's a missed opportunity there. There's a missed opportunity that she would drink his blood because of the communion sacrament where we take the blood
of Christ,
and the body, and it's, you know, wine and crackers. Unless you're, you know, Catholic, you can take communion without having to be a member of a church. But that would have been a very good, like,
It almost makes me wonder if he avoided that particularly for avoiding like a Jesus comparison.
Yeah.
Because Slewfoot is such and Samson is such a like pagan figure.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
we specifically did not want to use that religious.
Because
I mean, that makes sense. I just feel like it would have been a good twist.
Yeah. In terms of like, is it dark magic? Is it nature magic? It's like, I think that's kind of the thing that like makes the witchcraft angle of this interesting because like the Puritans were always like, oh, you're doing dark witch magic, and all magic was dark.
right.
Which is like, there's so much weight to the term dark. And like dark skin, dark whatever. And
right.
I think the Puritans would have looked at it and been like, dark magic, black magic, evil magic.
Right.
And anybody else would have been like, magic. And it made the thing grow. So good.
Yeah.
We all had a good time. Like, we didn't get hurt, you know? So it's I think it's an interesting thing to like read it and be like, I think it more invites you to like interrogate which groups in the book would have seen that as what kind of magic? Would they have seen it as evil, or would they have seen it as a natural kind of thing, like giving an offering to the god of nature and
valid.
receiving?
As I lean more towards the pagan side, I didn't see it as something dark and evil. I just saw it as this bond between creature and man.
I also saw it that way. Yeah.
I have nothing to contribute.
Wallace goes to the Pequot people to help him with his Abatha problem. By the way, the first native person, he calls himself Jesus. That's his name. He's named himself Jesus. He offers them a portion of the corn he plans to take from Abatha. When they meet up with him and his son, they are dressed like the Pequot people, or what they think the Pequot people look like. Things go sideways really quick. Wallace ends up burning the barn down, leaving with a gunshot wound, and one of the Pequot people are left for dead, and she ends up burying him at the top of the driveway. This truly shows the reader how far Wallace plans to go to gain the land back from Abatha. He thinks he has won, minus the gunshot wound, of course. What did you? I want to talk about this all here. I didn't even finish this question. What did you think? No, that's not how I want to say this. I hate my brain. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine. I'm not a grown-up. It's fine. Did we need this storyline? Like, I know we go into the Pequot people later, and we know that they talk about the natives in a negative connotation, as like the church does. But did we need to add them into this part of the storyline? Couldn't have Wallace done this with the rest of the town, like the other bad people in town?
I think you needed the outsiders, because it would have been easier to blame them and to use them as a scapegoat completely, because they're dark skinned, so they must have done it. Yeah. And there probably was, something that happened in the past that would make that feel more likely. But is this the same time when he steals the corn?
Yeah.
So that in and of itself, just stealing the corn, like, I don't understand why he burned the barn. Like, that, he didn't,
because he wasn't going to get all the corn. They didn't get all the corn.
Carry it all.
But he got enough of it that she still wouldn't have met her quota.
Yeah, he didn't care. He wanted her to have none. He wanted her to be destitute.
So my issue with Wallace is that he was never going to play by rules that weren't in his favor. And I think we can all think of people who are just like that.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So, and that's all I have to say about that.
And that's that, children.
That's that. Did we need this scene? I do think I agree that, like, it would be easier for him to mark them as scapegoats. This is another one where I put an extra, like, addition to this question. But, like, how do you feel about the way that the narrative treated is it Pequot?
Pequot.
That's
how they say it.
Both in this scene with Wallace and overall with Samson's storyline and Mama Noppet. So I did some cursory Googling. It gave me mentions of Brom speaking with the Pequot for research for this book, but there are times where with the mythology where it feels like he may be taking a lot of liberties. Yeah. And with, like, them in general, because when you talk about, like, that scene of the last time that Samson died, like the first time that he died, it's like, wasn't that the natives? Wasn't that them who turn on him? And so it's like, wait, so are you saying that all humans are bad? And, like, what? Like, it doesn't feel like there's ever a time where he draws another distinction between the Pequot and the Puritans. And, like, I was just like, I don't know what this book is trying to say about
human race in general.
I don't
there's a stark difference between these two groups of people, and I feel like you're kind of blending them all together at sometimes. Not all the time,
but he never explicitly says that the people that the humans that caused the havoc the first time around were a part of the Pequot tribe or Native American in general. Okay. It could have been,
he said the people totally that came from the north. That's all he said. The people that came from the north. He never said it was the Pequots or another native tribe. He said when the people came from the north, we had to do something about them.
Okay.
I do not have an answer to that other than to say that, I agree with you, Chessie. Putting those two groups together it doesn't make sense because they're not comparable.
Yeah. So I would guess for people who want to read this book, I'd be just think about that while you're reading it. Just be on the,
grain of salt, grain of salt. I want to use this question as a place marker to talk all things Samson, his storyline, what we think he is, what the F is going on with those freaking weird woodland creatures. I want you guys to rant. My first thing is that really bugged me is I don't think we needed the whole Momonopet storyline with all the stupid masks in the tunnel with the Pequot people. I just don't feel like it added to the story at all. What about you guys?
I mean, that was the whole reason that they were trying to bring him back, right? Though, so he could defeat the other
Pequots. Yeah, the Momonopet. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was a demon, and I feel like I've said enough about what I felt about that. So I'm going to let Chessie answer this question.
Okay. I think it almost feels like it was there were times I was reading this book where it's this feels like a short story where it's Abatha.
It's a really long short story.
Well, it was meant to be a short story just about Abatha, and she meets him, and then it's just her story. But then his side of the story kind of got added in to make it a little bit
two
longer.
Stories. Yeah.
There were times where it felt like two stories in one. And I was less interested in the what are you gotta get your memories back, that side of it. I was way less interested than I was in Abatha's storyline with the town and all of that.
I feel like the reason we got the Samson storyline was because he felt like he had to justify why Samson was there. But just being a demon of the woods or a creature of the woods felt like good enough for me. Disappear, come back. Disappear, come back. I
didn't need an explanation for what he was really, because it's I like stories where it's left kind of ambiguous of is he a demon in the Christian sense, or is he a pagan god? And how much of a difference is there between those two things? And I really like that aspect of it. And so I didn't need all the extra stuff. I didn't need sense. Yeah.
Abatha, as we expect, is put on trial for witchcraft. We see the group hysteria in the town happen very quickly. From 3 men plotting against her because she was dressed scantily on her own property by herself alone, to the young women all screaming that their tokens that she gave them are burning them. Was it just eventually a matter of time for us to get here for Abatha?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When the part earlier in the book where she's making the trinkets and stuff for the other women,
I'm with the rose petals and the string.
No, I know what's gonna happen.
And she goes to the preacher's house with the salve, and I was like, they're literally watching you. Why are you doing this?
And and it was the only person who saw her go to their house was the guy who was lurking around anyway.
Yeah, the one that's always screaming about demons.
Yeah.
Who's always late to church because he sleeps in.
But that her going to their house, it was this is genuinely she is a good person, and she's trying to do a good thing. Helping good people because she knows that she can. And it was like,
she knows that they're good people because they've been taking care of her, the salted fish, the food, you know what I mean? Letting her skip church.
I also liked that part of it, that like those two were like, not every religious person in this town
that's
was
actually
a terrible
my next
person.
question. That's my next question, actually.
Like, I like it when stories show the two sides of like, you can be religious and be a good person. Like, you can actually follow. Yes, go ahead, April.
So she's saying hi.
I was just saying hi.
Yes,
religious and good person.
Yes, that's a thing. But go ahead.
I do want to say that I found it weird that they had such a problem with the charms and the salves and things, because they would have been fucking making that stuff anyway. That would have been a part of their culture. Like, how were they supposed to heal without making medicine? Like, I don't.
It's a woman doing it. That's what makes it the devil's work.
Well, and I think it's like, because it was her, and by the time they bring it up,
it's the vagina. It ruins everything.
It sure does. It sure does.
By the time they bring up the fact that she used the salve on their daughter, it's like, oh, they're ready to get her for anything. So, like, it doesn't even matter. Like,
so I got asked about my Carpe Librum bag when I was at the allergist last week.
I get asked about my bag, but for a different reason.
Why do you get asked about your bag?
It may look like I'm carrying a dead head in it. What the fuck? I had strawberries in it from the farmer's market. The strawberries bled through. I washed said bag, which, by the way, these bags wash really well, guys.
Yeah.
But I did not wash it in a timely manner. So my bag now looks like it may have blood sitting in it. So people are like, hey.
You could just dye it and then it won't.
I was thinking about bleaching it, but I'm worried about the pretty cat on it. Anyways, your cat bag.
So my allergist and I were talking about Novi, my new dog, and how I love dogs, but I don't love cats. And he like goes, but you have a cat on your bag. I was like, that's because everyone assumes if you're bookish that you like cats. But it's not true. I don't like cats. I do wear cardigans, though. So as a librarian, I am fulfilling that stereotype. Also, I think cardigan would be an amazing name for a library pet.
You already called dibs on it, though. But I'm telling Taylor Swift.
I don't care. That's fine. You're allowed.
Okay.
The only thing that makes me feel... That only thing that makes me feel weird about her relationship with Travis Kelce is that I do not picture him as a cat person. He's a dog person.
So. But I'm also going to tell Taylor Swift that we are currently running our new code for Carpe Librum.
Yeah, go get your own tote bag.
Besties for 10% off, guys.
10% off. Besties 10. And it's applicable to whatever sales they have going on. So you can add it on top of those sales. Which is really amazing.
So, like, go get your own cat bag. Make people think you have a head in a bag, like I do.
If you're wondering if they're sturdy, yes, because I've been carrying mine back and forth to work for months now. But I want you to compare them in sturdiness to like the Barnes and Noble totes that you get when you're a member. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of sturdy they are.
I've washed that bag several times. It's not dying. The print's still on it. It's great. So go get yourself a cat bag.
Yeah.
Besties
cat
10.
Bag. Besties 10.
Since we're talking about Reverend Carter, let's go into my next question. The people/person that helps Abatha the most are actually Reverend Carter and his wife Goody Carter. They're like the top of the pagan or the Puritan triangle in this town. And they fight for her even when everything turns to shit. There's some sort of symbolism in this, right? Why do you think the choice is made for them to be the true good in town?
For me, it was because, I think, like, from an author standpoint, the choice is, like, it makes sense for them to be the good in town because they are also for most of the book, the most powerful people in town. And it's like, that is a very interesting dynamic, and it would keep her the safest and allow her to try these things. And then it's an even bigger fall when they lose that power and you see her safety net like slipping away.
Putting the preacher's wife in the cage and then like putting the preacher in the stocks, it was just like, wow. Like, y'all really will just do whatever you want.
So as a youth group kid in the 90s, After Columbine happened, there were all these she said yes movements, which it turns out that the story wasn't real. But one of the teenagers who died in Columbine, there was this story that she was asked if she believed in God, and she said yes, and then she was shot in her head, point blank. It actually turns out that that's not actually a real story, but it became this huge movement where 90s teenagers and youth group, we would absolutely be basically told that we had to die for our faith, that nothing would break you. You have to give your life for this.
Yeah.
And for me, the scene where Goody finally like flips on Abatha, it was so a test of her faith, where she was like, okay, I'm being tortured. I can be killed, or I can just say what they want me to say. And the human spirit is not made to just just keep fighting. Like, you are going to give in. There's a movie, like, I don't know, it was the 90s, early 2000s, that was like, the movie isn't important, but there was this whole thing that everybody talks, right? Like, you can never not talk. Everybody talks. And after you've been put through so much, there's only so much your brain and your body can physically take before you're going to give in. The whole she said yes business is awful. If you were told that as a teenager, you do not need to die for your beliefs. Like, that does not.
You still don't, by the way, guys.
It doesn't make you a better Christian. It doesn't make you a better Christian. We also believe that all sin is sin. So we don't also believe in hierarchies within heaven. So dying for your faith doesn't make you any better than somebody that didn't. Just so you know.
Just so we're all on the same page here, guys.
Yes.
I
feel I'm sorry I'm so much on my soapbox, but like,
please.
This is like what, I felt with this book.
I was going to say, I didn't know that was a thing. The she said yes. Thing. I did not know about that.
Have you probably haven't watched it, because this is a part of that documentary. There is a documentary series. I want to say it was on Amazon Prime, but I'm not sure.
Shiny Happy People
season 2.
I love Shiny. Yeah. Oh, season 2. I didn't know they made a season
2. I actually had a year ago, and it's about Christian nationalism. And that's actually what. So before I watched the documentary, I was already feeling like really separating myself from publicly what Christians are represented as. And then after watching that, it really started helping me deconstruct a lot of that religious trauma. I highly recommend it. It's a great docuseries. And it really does look at both sides. Like, it's not just all Christians are bad. That's not at all what they are saying. And there are people in the documentary who grew up in the faith like this and then are still believers. They just don't believe in Christian nationalism, which is a very healthy standpoint to take.
Yes.
Anyway.
And reading this book, like, so much of the stuff in this book, I was like, this is why I love revenge stories so much, is because it's like, you see so many parallels between the Puritans and Christian nationalism right now, and like what they're trying to use it to control people. And it's like the climax of this book was just like, let's go, gang. I need some,
you know what?
I need some catharsis right now. You know what I'm saying?
We're actually there. Abatha breaks free. Well, eventually, after Samson finishes his side quest. She drinks his blood and turns into the witch. She then seeks her revenge. Would you have done the same thing in her situation? Die or take his blood? Also, does the town get what they deserve?
I'll go ahead and answer this first. I get to be a immortal witch in the woods and have like essentially superpowers and go live with my creepy animal children and brew potions and stuff.
My new Samson wolf husband bullshit.
And get revenge on all the people who tried to kill me. Yes.
Hung me upside down for days.
Yes, I would.
I look my dead cat in my face. Yeah.
Oh, well, the dead cat. It's a dead cat.
Oh my God. As soon as they put that cat in her face, I was like, burn that town to the ground, Abigail.
Burn it down. Everybody here is bad. Burn it down. And like she did, I think you put this in there, but like she did spare some people. And it was like,
but the people that deserved
I don't think I would hesitate, but like
related to the cat, one of my favorite parts of this was like when they kept calling her cat a familiar, and she was like, "It's literally just a cat.
It's just a cat.
Cat." They're like, "It was dead." She's like, "No, it wasn't. It was dead. No, it wasn't.
Just a cat. Nobody resurrected the cat. It's just a cat.
It's just a scruffy looking cat. That's it."
I can't remember the meme exactly, but it's two celebrities, and one's describing something, and the other one goes cheese.
Yes,
and then the other one goes to it in more explanation. He goes milk, and I'm like, it's just a cat. That's all that was. It's just a cat. Like, oof, don't dangle my animal in front of me. So at the end of the day, what was the lesson of this book? Sacrifice sometimes comes at a cost. Protect the earth. There's darkness and lightness in all of us. You two are hella brainy. Tell me what you think, because I don't fucking know.
I mean, I think there's a lot of symbolism for, current society, modern society. I think
this came out in 21.
Mm-hmm. But see, this is what happens with literature, right? When I would read To Kill a Mockingbird with my students in the middle of the West Tampa projects, where I was sometimes the only white person in the room, and we get to the part where Tom Robinson is found guilty, my students were angry, and rightfully so, because Tom Robinson clearly did not rape Maya Ewell. And then I would have a conversation with them of, well, does this look familiar? How are the police treating people of color today? It's the same thing. You can allegorically create these stories. 1984 actually, side note, I went to get 1984 from Libby from my library, and every single copy we have, and I belong to 6 libraries in Libby, every single copy has a huge wait list.
Zero surprise right now.
People want to read it. But see, this is how literature works, right? And these great stories just keep coming back in new ways, unfortunately, because human nature. Looking at you,
Hunger Games.
Yeah, I mean, Sunrise on the Reaping came out.
Who wants to have Patriot Games?
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
So, actually, speaking of the Hunger Games, I saw yesterday that there's going to be another prequel. She's writing another prequel.
What is it about?
I don't know yet. She hasn't announced that yet, but somebody was supposing it would be Finnick, but I don't think it's going to be Finnick's story. We know enough of Finnick's story. I actually think it's going to be Plutarch.
Plutarch?
I think it's going to be Plutarch.
Here's the thing. Okay. We got to...
I never really liked.
You guys can put this out later. I got to go on a little Hunger Games tangent.
That is always welcome here.
She needs to stick with the tributes. I do not care about the stories of the capital citizens. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was bad. And
it wasn't the best of the series, but I don't agree that it was bad. I think what was really cool about that is that she made the decision to not give him a villain origin story where he was a good person and then became a bad person. He was just always bad.
I agree with that.
Valid.
The Sunrise on the Reaping, I really liked. I didn't think it was as good as the original trilogy, but like it still hit. Like
Hamish's story still sits with me. Like, I am still struggling with that. The squirrels alone. The squirrels alone, man.
So I think Plutarch could be an interesting one. I don't particularly like Plutarch, but I think he could be an interesting one because there's a reason why he was part of the rebellion from the beginning. And we don't know exactly what that is, but it has to have something to do with his family. Yeah. And so I think there could be an interesting story there. I don't know that we need Finnick's story because, number one, we got most of Finnick's story. We know that Finnick was
and what he had
trafficked.
to do.
He was trafficked across the capital.
Yeah.
Joanna would be a good story. I mean, there are a lot of people that would be a good story. A thing I worry about, like, I think Plutarch would fit in better with the, like,
overall telling of the Hunger Games world, but Joanna would be more interesting just on a character level.
She's so angry. I mean, why?
And we didn't.
She has a lot of.
Why not?
Why are you so mad?
We know that a lot of her family was killed, but we don't really know her story. Not the way that we do Finnick's. And honestly, frankly, I'm not sure I could read Finnick's story. Because
with everything that happened,
trafficking children.
Yeah,
trafficking.
No, I don't even know if she could write it in YA, like that part of the story.
Well, it's like, Ellen Hopkins has Tricks and that's teenage prostitution. Although every single one of her books is banned, like all of them. It's like if it has her name on it, banned.
Yeah, I think it would be difficult for them to make a movie out of Finnick's story. So I don't like that's the capitalist is like. Yeah, we have to be able to make a movie out of it.
Chessie, what can we do to get some of your books banned? I really want you to be a banned author.
I think they would be banned if they were more popular. I think Cats and Yammer
absolutely should be banned. No offense, but that is a book that if they actually read it, they would lose their shit about.
I really thought Cats and Yammer would get banned because you got the
that whole school shooting aspect.
Yeah. No, not that. But you got the library. Oh my gosh, it's the subscription service that libraries have. I can't fucking. I don't know. You got one of those. Yeah, hang on.
Subscription service that libraries have.
Junior Library Guild.
Crossword Clue.
Oh, yeah. Junior Library Guild. Yeah.
I thought when you got the Junior Library Guild on it, I thought for sure that meant it was going to be a lot more places and it was going to get banned. And I was like so happy for you because I love banned books.
There is a part in Evie and Her Nightmares where they yell at some people in church. A person who is religious yells at some people in church. And I'm like, ooh, could this do it? I don't know. But anyway.
We're going to start an online petition to ban it and just look like it's that.
You guys are the one who bring it to the attention of all the Christian parents who ban books.
I trying to get your sales up, man.
I do have that ability as the small town librarian. I can just put all your books very prominently on display, and work on that for you.
That'd be amazing. I would love that.
Please do that. Okay, I had one last question, but I don't think it matters. Were you guys surprised that they were still alive in the 70s?
No, she was semi-immortal. Okay. Like he said, she wasn't immortal.
I was a little worried that I think before we got to that point that they were going to be dead or we weren't going to find out what happened to them in the future. And then we get the epilogue and I was like, this feels like a nice little gift to the reader of hey, see, they lived happily ever after. And now they're just
interesting.
You found my
people in the woods.
I'm inside. I'm going to eat you.
That's interesting because I love an epilogue and I didn't think it was necessary here.
I thought it wasn't necessary to the story. It was just as a reader.
I was like,
oh. Yeah, it was just kind of fun. But it was not necessary at all.
No.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, that's all I got on that story. We can be officially done with Slewfoot, April.
Yes.
Praise you, Lord.
You mean Molly? Because I finished the episode, not Jesus.
So, Chessie, it's so wonderful to see you again.
We appreciate you.
I feel like this is one of the things I'm going to miss the most is that we get to hang out with you.
We can just have little conferences
twice a year.
If you ever just want to schedule something where we just get on a video call and talk for a while,
you can come visit us. We're friends now, so you can come see us. Come stay. Yeah, I mean, if the world's allowing, if we have air travel in the future.
All right. I say if you're ever in Indianapolis, just let me know.
I feel like you're going to greatly regret that.
Challenge accepted. Bitch, it's the Biggses.
Okay, so thank you again, Chessie. Everybody go check out.
We love you. Seriously.
We read awesome. Nope, that's not what it is.
Be awesome. Read books.
And next month, we've got 5 books for March. Can I show the books off, Molly?
Please.
All right, so we're going to start off with the Grimoire Grammar School Parent Teacher
Look how pretty that is.
Which is a beautiful book. And I picked this up because that title is fucking hilarious, number one. But number two, it was pretty. So
it's very pretty.
That's what works. Oh, you know what?
Hope it doesn't bite that.
When we finish going through these, we haven't talked about what Chessie's doing right now. We need to do that too.
Oh yeah.
Then the second episode is the Lilac People. Tom just put it here. I do not have this one.
It's historical fiction. It's LGBTQ+. I'm really excited about it. I think April's going to hate it.
I don't know why she has to keep picking books that I'll hate, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The third
I didn't need you read Rust with Giraffes. Take the win.
I probably would have preferred that to Slewfoot, but who knows?
Valid.
The third book is Soul Match by Rebecca Danzenbaker, and she's actually local here in Virginia. This book was everywhere last year. It won a shit ton of YA awards. So it is a standalone dystopian romance.
That's a lot of things.
Very similar. It reminds me a lot of like the plot reminds me a lot of the Matched series. Matched, Crossed, and Reach. Yeah. It reminds me of that. So I'm very excited to read that. Then the next book we will be joined. Nope. The next book is Can't Spell Treason Without T by Rebecca Thorne, who we met at the Columbus Book Festival. She was lovely. She was there with her wife, and I
kind of met her on accident. I was like, I know you.
I didn't know who she was, and I had a whole fucking conversation with her, and I was like, wait, you're Rebecca Thorne. So, in
the author's lounge. We're really sorry, Rebecca. We try to be professional. It just doesn't happen.
So this is also LGBTQ, and I mean, I'm excited. Cozy fantasy. And then we are joined by our other bestie, Nurse Katie, to read this book, Morning Glory Milking Farm. By the way,
she picked, by the way,
I told Tom that we were doing that book, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that one's pretty good." So husband's already read it.
I don't want it. I'm not getting in too deep.
I don't know what to say about him, but I'm the one that's married to him, so there you go. So Chessie, what have you got going on? Anything coming out soon? Writing? What's going on?
Yeah. I will be. No, we dance around a little bit. I'll be at Book Expo in April, May. I don't remember when it is. I'll be there. So if any of the listeners are there, you can find me there.
Don't tackle her. Just say hi.
Just
number one of meeting your favorite authors.
You gotta ask before you come into my personal space. And
I'm working on it, I swear.
I've already asked.
You have asked, and I said yes. And then later this year in the summer, I have a new book coming out. It is called Evie and Her Nightmares. There's no information about it anywhere yet because we're still waiting on the publisher to get that stuff out. But that will be coming out
already. Like, is the cover
we do have a cover, but it is not out. It is a very beautiful cover, and I'm very excited.
Are you gonna get some sprayed edges?
We're trying. I hope we do. Every book has sprayed edges now. I'm like, I want sprayed edges.
Yes.
So they're not necessary.
Get the women are sprayed edges.
They're not necessary, but
they're re-releasing books that are really fucking terrible and putting sprayed edges on them just so they sell.
I have thoughts about it, but I cannot say them here. And
I have a lot of thoughts about them.
You want to be published more.
I'm working on different things and trying to sell some more books. So hopefully I'll have more news in the future.
Francesca?
It is a small sword that my boyfriend's sister put inside a copy of The Count of Monte Cristo for me, and I use it as a letter opener.
This. I want a small sword now. Right, Matt, give me a small sword.
I have a small sword.
I have two of these. She cut out little spaces for them inside The Count of Monte Cristo. Oh, I love it.
This came with a book I bought from my local author.
And thanks for telling me it was a desk sword day, guys.
It's a pen. Oh,
and my son said, Can I have it? I said, no. And then my other son said, is it real? I was like, it's made of fucking plastic. Like,
it's not a real sword.
I'm gonna need you to use some logic.
Mom doesn't go into battle very often, guys.
You're like literally a certified genius, so like, come on, let's use your brain, son.
We're kids. We don't do that, even if they are smart.
Well, I am very excited for Evie and her monsters because,
Me too,
as we
babes.
have established several times on this show, Eliza and her monsters is one of my all-time favorite books, and
We possibly are really big fans too.
yeah. And if you guys want to see true embarrassment, go to the first episode that Chessie was on, which is in season 2, where we talk about, it was Cats and Yammer, I think, was that one. Or was
we
it?
talked about Eliza and her monsters.
Which one came out first, Cats and Yammer,
Eliza
or
did.
not between that, Cats and Yammer and Graham is Fair. Which one came out first?
Cats and Yammer.
Graham is yes.
Okay, so
but we talked about
season 2 when we talked to you about Cats and Yammer, and I am like fangirling so hard. It is so embarrassing.
I might have to go back and listen to those early.
I'll put it
So
in the links, guys, so you can find the episode yourself.
So embarrassing. And now, like, because you were the first author that we had on the show, and now we've met so many authors, and the only one I've embarrassed myself in front of since then has been Olivia Dade, which makes a lot of sense because, like, I kind of idolize her. I love her.
I'm so proud of you both. You both did such a good job, and like,
thank you.
People.
And now you're stuck with us forever because of it.
Yay!
We had a publicist who's reached out to us several times, who's had her authors on this show and has sent us arcs and all these things. When she emailed us this for this season, I let her know that we were probably not going to be continuing after this season. We're going on an indefinite hiatus. We'll be doing social media, but not filming the weekly podcast anymore. And she wrote back and said she was really sad to see us go because she really enjoys our content and we've been so good to her authors. And it was so wonderful to hear because she didn't have to do that. She could have just been like, okay, cool, we're done.
Yeah.
Best wishes, bitches. You know?
Like, she follows me on Goodreads as well. Like, like she's really actually listened to the show and things.
That's
so it was very
sweet. Yeah.
sweet. It was very sweet.
Did we tell her about that thing that happened?
What the fuck are you talking about? Context, Molly.
Can't do context without throwing someone under the bus on an episode.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about. So
read my brain. How can you not read my brain?
You did tell me about a thing that happened that I remember. We can get into this after you close out the episode, but I do.
Can you tell us, and then we can cut it if we don't want to talk about it?
Queen Bess.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this on one of the episodes. So we read one of her authors, and it didn't go over well. She was the publicist for that, and still said that she really liked our content and really liked the way we
that's
okay.
Authors, yeah, so. That's super nice. Yeah.
So, but anyway.
Potatoes and tomatoes. It's fine.
Anyway.
All right. Well, we're going to get the hell out of here, guys. We're an hour and 20 minutes in. We're just talking to talk now. So we'll see you guys next time, besties.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us on Book Besties. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The views discussed here are those of April and Molly, not those of anyone else. Today's book was Slewfoot by Brom. Today's special guest was Francesca Zappia. We would like to thank our sponsor, Carpe Librum, the shop that has the bookish things for bookish people. And right now, you can save 10% on your total order by using the code BESTIES10 through the end of February. Your book besties are Molly Biggs and April Watkins, editing by Thomas Watkins, and music is Sleep Sweetly by Frigida. Don't forget to follow the Book Besties on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. If you'd like to contact the Book Besties, please email us at bookbestiespod@gmail.com or visit our website, bookbestiespodcast.com. Until next time, besties, get lost in your favorite book.